My name is Harold Rudell. I designed a site here based on a 70s record cover to demonstrate server-side rendering and how to add that to create React app. There's some fields that are clickable here. First, we can click on ourselves. We get to this fancy site, and here's everything I can do for you. But that's last month's site. Here's this month's site. There's another clickable here. And this here is a tweet. This is Dan Abramov. So Dan Abramov is pretty clever. He figured out what to do with fibers. He came up with suspense and lazy and hooks, and yeah, it's pretty clever. However, here he's declaring that server-side rendering is hard, and we have no idea what we're going to do. So we can't pass up on this opportunity. This is an opportunity to show Facebook how it's done. Happens. So we create a normal Create React app. We'll do this a lot these days, and we're going to call that, what are we going to call that? We're going to call that C-Ray SSR, right? Yeah, we don't have that yet. Okay, so here we go, kaboom, and we're going to start that. Okay, here we are. So this is a little gray and boring, but it's running. So we're going to speed that up a little bit. So let's pull in an editor, and we're going to do, we got to go to that guy. Let me see where he is. His forks and this guy. Okay, poof, here we are. And we're going to say, all right, so I have a little spiffy stuff over here. First, we have so this is going to be a 70s site, so 70s CSS, that just fits just fine. And okay, we got a little coloring coming up back there. So, and so we have a little web page too. So this here looks pretty awful, doesn't it? So here we go. And we're going to save that. Boom. Okay, so now we're on localhost. We have our fancy site, and everything's cool. Server-side rendering to this app, we have our own little package for that. It's called SSR Create React App, of course. So we're going to add that here. Yarn typically helps a little bit. Oh, we're going to do yarn add SSR. Boom. And this will then add a couple of scripts. Here are my favorite, ES2049. That's the dev dependencies. And then to run the server, we're going to need a little Koa and a little other stuffs. So that goes there. And then he's going to add some scripts to modifying package.json here. And there's a couple of other things in there. So we now have server-side rendering. So we're going to start that. Server-side rendering is started a little different. So I keep yarn start for these old farts that don't want server-side rendering, although the app has it. So if you do yarn SSR, you get it. But you can still run regular React and SSR React. So he's doing a bunch of things now. He's coming down here. The server has to be built. Yeah, and it has to run two. Besides building the server, he has to compile the app twice to the build folder. And here we see render markup. This means that server-side rendering has completed, and it's now in memory, and we can run these stuffs. So here we can see we're still on port 3000 here. So this is the old non-server-side rendering. So then we add here, we want to go for the server-side rendering stuff. So we do /SSR. This is a shortcut. What we can see here, the browser prefetched our server-side rendering stuff already. So we haven't actually pressed enter yet. So let's do that. Boom. Here we are. You can see here it's changed to 127.0.0.1 and lots of things. See, there's a lock here. So this is HTTPS and it's HTTP2 and everything's done. It's on port 3500 now. But the site still looks the same, huh? Isn't that fancy? All right. Now, so this is Safari. I'm not a Safari lover, so let's get over to something Chrome based. Okay, here we go. Invalid certificate. All right. So we're going to say continue anyway. And here we go. All right, here's the site. And here you can see protocol here, H2. This is HTTP2. Most developers have never written anything in HTTP2, but here we have it. So this is encrypted, and it's HTTP2, and everything's dandy. We can see here, so we're going to go and look at this request here, which is the document. What are we actually getting? So we're going to have a look at the response. Here we can see we get a web page. Yeah, that looks good. But if we go to the right here, we can see, oh geez, that's this text here. All right, so it came from the server. It was not rendered on the client. And these guys, they come from the regular site. So there's more optimization to be done here. Like we could inline the CSS and stuff. So I haven't done that. But what I've done is I've been able to render any random component server-side and get that markup over to the browser. Other things that could be done is, of course, inline various things, and also if you're on Redux, you want to transmit the store state. So that's sort of extensions, but you know, this is kind of nice for what it is. So we can see here, yeah, it's the exact same site. It's just served using server-side rendering. So this is awesome. Add the certificate to the store here for Chrome 70. So let's have a look. We have the app running up here. We have this is going to be the old stuff, port 3000. So this is using the dev server. And down here we have HTTP2 running. Okay, so then we're going to make a change. So we see here there's no hyphen here. And we're going to insert one. We do save, and then things start happening here. So this was see the hyphen came up here. The dev server reloaded real quickly. This guy now starts 2 optimized builds. And we're going to wait for those to finish, and we can see here that there's no hyphen here yet, and there's a hyphen here. Here's render is done, and see there's a hyphen there. This did not update, and that's because there's no hot reloading here. This is just a static page, sort of coming from the server. But if we reload it now, the next markup is going to have the hyphen. So let's reload this and see what happens. Kaboom, there we got the hyphen. So dev server got it immediately because it's hot reload, and the server-side rendering got it a little later. Okay, so and then we're going to explain how this stuff works. That's going to be interesting. All right, so to explain how this works here, server-side rendering added to Create React App. The regular yarn start command does nothing different. It propagates the changes to the development server, and they go to hot update. This new command, yarn SSR, launches all of this. So when there's a change, not only does it go to the development servers and to the hot update for people listening on port 3000 on HTTP, it also launches a builder. And the builder launches these 2 production pipes. One is the server-side pipe that renders the components in a way that they can be ran server-side. The other one is the production pipe, which is the regular React production build. And that output is used first as assets, so that HTTP2 server can serve, you know, CSS and JS and whatever. And also the HTML that comes out of that is the one that should be sent to the browser. So what you do then is when the server-side pipe are complete and the production pipe are complete, you insert the component markup into the index.html, which is going to be exactly the way it would be if it had been rendered client-side. But now it's rendered server-side, and it's already in the HTML, and that goes out to the HTTP2 server. So for any change, when we have the yarn SSR command active, then it goes to the dev server, it goes to the assets, and it goes out to inject it into the HTML, and it goes out to the HTTP2. So there's 3 builds that happens when we do that. So let's do a little updates. We have our little hyphen play here. So we delete that, and let's look at what happened in the command window here. This is the dev server completed, and he just started his 2 builds here. One is this Haru SSR, that's the server-side pipe, and this is the regular production pipe. Echoes twice, and lots of echo from the production pipe because there's no change there. Server-side pipe only echoes 1 green line. And then the render markup means everything's dandy. We get new markup and it's ready to go. So that works real nice. Of course, my favorite site is Higher Search SH, and if you click on that one, then that's my resume. It's kind of slow loading from this static site. Very interesting. And then, so this is just the nice, you have a animation going here, and there's a font loaded. We have this other one, which is also online, and this has 2 fonts, same animation, and this was one I created when I did some other interesting libraries for Create React App, and that one's online as well. So there's plenty to choose among. Thank you so much. My name is Harold Rudell.